Hello guys, welcome to the stream. Today we'll be doing the rank. Okay, I'm gonna try some new combos with electric. Just trying to feel the input for electric, right? I just want the input to be as natural as possible for me because the electric input is still not natural for me. Hey, Water Valon, welcome to the stream. Consistent with the input. How can I be consistent? I'm hitting. I sometimes just hit down two instead of down forward two for some reason, and sometimes I just press two. You can say for my down forward input. During the neutral. I also need to figure out the heat burst. Heat burst. No, not that much. You're currently watching Tanvi versus Linia. Okay, nice. From which tournament? Okay, from Tiger Uppercut, nice. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna learn the minus 14 electric. I'm gonna learn 14 frame electric first, right? I'll just try to be consistent with that. I think that can be one of the most important things I can learn with Kazuya. You know, which is like launching minus 14 consistently with electrics. Which one was the first one? No, no, not this one. Bum 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 bum. First made electrics because I do the negative side swap. If you wanna know how fast your electrics are, you just have to do a minus 14 move right and try to punish it. If you can punish it, then your electric is 14 frame fast. And if you feel like you can punish a minus 14 move with electric, try punishing a minus 15 move with electric. Okay, we got the invite, gameplay invite from someone. Okay, I'm gonna join. I'm gonna join it, guys. I'm not gonna waste time. You can say to find the rank. Who is this ball player? Practice mode? Who is this player? Interesting, interesting. Okay, so he's the Thunder Fist guy. He is the Thunder Fist. Guys, we're gonna fight King with Kazuya. Oh man, my god, 150 ping. Yeah, you can learn, definitely. You can learn by watching Finviz. Oh my god, like the game is so like look at that. Game is so laggy. Game is so laggy. Look at that, guys. 3 bars connection. Okay, he's just gonna spam throws. He's just gonna spam throws, on this ping. It's so difficult to break those throws. 3 bars, 150 ping, 2 delay frames, 1 rollback frame. Look at that ping. Look at that ping. Whatever. Ping is unplayable. Ping is unplayable. Ping is unplayable. Maybe rank push, yeah. I think rank push is the best idea. Let me try this combo. Okay, this combo is good. Okay. Okay, wall rising too. Too slow. Okay, and I need to dash faster. Wow. Now I know the trick for the combo, guys. Come down, down. Guys, I guess I'm not gonna find a ranked game today. What is the hit dash combo? Electric? Oh, let me see the frame for that thing. And we want to low parry this thing. Oh, this is a good knowledge check. Not something that you can spam, but something that you can use once in a while. Let me see the matchmaking set. Maybe plus minus two. But I can try looking for uh, plus minus two. Maybe like I should invite someone in a private lobby. Let's play active matches. Let's see who is online. Maybe someone is online playing. The Iron Fist is online. Let's play against Iron. Let's invite some players. And I'm gonna wait for him for a few minutes, for 1 or 2 minutes. If he does not join, I'll invite someone else. Guys, we're getting close to season 3, closer and closer to season 3, day by day. Today it is 7th. So on 17th of March, we'll have season 3, according to Pakistani time. And so in 10 days. Today it's Saturday. Yeah, it's Saturday here already, Pakistan, and we're gonna get our hands on season 3 Tuesday, if I remember. I think it's Tuesday. Okay, he did not join. Okay, let's invite L. Tara INC. Okay, he did not join. in battle, Angry Beast. The thing is, like, I did not, you can say, add most of these players. Most of these players added me. Okay, Squidward, and like, thank you. Um, who is this empty name? Just, mm, there are many, but you can see, look, most of these guys are over. Okay, let's invite Faisal maybe. Let's invite him once again. I think first. I don't want to like spam invites to players I don't know. That is the thing. I know this guy, yeah, Faisal, but he's in battle. I think maybe like he's playing FT match. Anyone want to play? Maybe we can look for someone in the lounge. The thing is, like in EU, in NA, and in Japan, Korea, in these regions, you find matches so fast. There are like many regions like that where you find matches very, very quickly. In Saudi Arabia, in Dubai, in Japan, Korea, NA, and EU. Let's queue once again. Let's go into the queue. Maybe I'll find some games. Should I like queue at plus minus four? I don't think it is worth it to play at plus minus four. It is not fun, right? You cannot punish. You cannot block punish properly. You cannot react to many things because connection is just too laggy at 4 bars. Because I'm trying to find someone that I can play with at this time. I think nowadays in Ramadan, the night time is best for playing Taken, I think. Come on, now I'm like queuing at plus minus two, and still I'm not finding any. 74. 73. Okay, then this is like easy, consistent 74. Okay, good wall carry, 74. I think this combo is a good step. It's too far. He tried to practice electric Mario Knuckles. Yeah, that happens. That happens. That happens, bro. You know, that is why like many players have switched to leverless because it is, you can say, more forgiving to your hands. You're not going to hurt your hands. That for some reason my fan is making some visceral noises, visceral type noises coming out of it. You know, the ceiling fan. Uh, Wait, are these guys even playing? No. Wait, where is the replay button? This guy is not even playing, but it, the game says in battle. The game for some reason says in battle, but he's not even playing. And there's a bug in game. If someone says, if game says someone is online or in battle, they might be offline. There is a chance. This is the proof. Look, it says the Faisal is in battle. Right? You see the status, but he's actually offline. Okay, let's see this player. Wait, replays. Okay, he's not online. He's not online. He's not playing. He played the last game 9 hours ago. Because these are ranked matches, player matches. Dexter player match. The games are back and forth, but I feel like Iron Fist is winning more these games. Okay, now what can I do? Maybe I can try. You can say looking for the opponent with someone else. Maybe another character. Maybe Brian. Maybe Lily. Maybe Alyssa. Let's say any interesting character that I want to play that I'm not good at. Like let's play June. Lily is fine as well. Okay, I have played Ragnar already. Lily? AD? No, I do not play AD. It is not fun, right? For me at least. For not to play. Lars, Beers, no, no, and Leo. Leo is a lot of distraction. Maybe we can try pushing ranks with Leo. But the thing is, like, I'm not finding any opponent in these ranks. That is why I just want to move to the lower ranks, right? Like Tekken game. Nina is good. Look at that, guys. I think that's the maximum damage, highest damage. Uh, from a down forward two. The combo is difficult because you need to do this thing twice. This thing. Down forward three to into down back two. Then you need to dash into down back three plus four. Eighty-one. 77. 59. This is a simple combo does 72 damage, easy one, and the difficult one does 81. You actually get rewarded with this character if you can do the fancy combos. Guys, I guess I'm not gonna find any game. I got like very lucky 2 days ago. I played almost 9 hours. Okay, we got some players. We got some online players. Okay, let me invite them. Maybe I'll get to play against those players. Maybe someone will join. Okay, guys, finally we got someone to play with, and hopefully ping will be good. Hopefully. Oh, guys, it's Brian versus Kazuya. Okay, pink is good. Good pink. Oh my god, don't jet upper. Don't jet upper. Okay, I think I'm dead. Yeah, I need 100. Okay, this is going to be a good match. Okay, nice. I think I'll need, you can say, my stronger characters, right? Not Kazuya, but maybe like Victor, characters I'm more comfortable with to win against this player. But I'll first try with Kazuya. How about that? I'll try with Kazuya. Maybe I can win that with Kazuya. Maybe I can win with Kazuya. Maybe. Okay, guys, we did it. Just need to maybe like time my health sweeps better because he sidestepped my health sweeps, double forward three, in the other situation. and he's not ducking that much. Okay, I cannot afford to drop these combos. That was the electric. That was the electric. Yeah. Brian Kisibek one. Like he can easily out time my electrics with Kisibek one. Yeah, I need to switch characters, guys. Maybe like Shahi. Anyone like more consistent with the combos. So when I punish him, I actually punish him. I don't end up dropping combo. Yeah. So time to switch characters. Time to play Victor, maybe. Leroy, Victor, someone I can punish with. Because in the third game, right, first game he won 3 rounds straight. Second game I won 3 rounds straight. In the third game I launched with electric, right, and then I dropped the combo and lost all of my momentum, and then I got a couple of miss inputs. Like with electric, I did down forward to accidentally, and he was punishing everything. Now I'm gonna go with random select. I think like Brian is very strong, right? And he needs you can say that one KC that one. Uh, No, it is lobby. Mike, it is lobby. You know, he can be a good opponent to train with because earlier, uh, you know, the Harris, the Iron Fist guy, he was playing against this player. He can be good opponent to train with. He can do taunt jet upper consistently. Not consistently, might never mind. I picked because we are earlier, you know. I just cannot win. Back to interrupt. YOLO orbital? Yeah, YOLO orbital. You know, I tried to delay the timing there. You know, like with Kazuya, it was looking very difficult to win against this player, right? Because, you know, he was like easily out timing my inconsistent electric with his QC back one. Maybe I should try Kazuya. I should put myself in a challenging situation. You know, he's ducking too much. He's ducking too much. Too much crouching. Okay, he did side step back for. Did not wave confirm. He did not wave confirm there. Ah, broken character, broken character. Look at the whole carry. Look at the whole carry. Look at the whole carry. Yeah, broken wall carry की shift 2-1 broken wall carry. Wait, what is the combo? Yeah, down back 1-1, down back 1-1. How did that work? Was he late on the orbital? Which thing? Crouching down 1+2? You know, the thing is like my move was too fast. Both of the attacks were too fast. You know, it was just Victor being too fast. Okay. He want the timing there. No! My low waved. He did not duck there. He did back dash. So my read was correct, but my low just did not reach there. I think my spacing was bad. Bad spacing. Yeah, he reacted to the wave. And he reacted to the wave. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that lag. Look at that lag. Those lag spikes. Look at those lag spikes. Yeah, random while rising one. The thing is like while rising one is only -14, right? So he does not get punished super hard if I'm trying to duck. If I try to duck that QC back one. uh, I did confirm it there. I did confirm it. Wait, guys, I need to focus. Don't hit smash. Don't hit smash. Okay, I need to bring it back. Okay, won the timing there with running too. Yeah, he's ducking so much. He's ducking so much. Guys, look at that. I was waiting for him to do something, you know. Fortunately, I timed it well. Okay, it's gonna be fun to play against this player. The thing is, like, everything Brian lands is a nuke. And if you block, Brian does not lose the turn. That is the strong thing about Brian. He's either plus or zero. Brian has good frames and everything he has, like forward 3, KC back 1, even after down 4, 2, down 1. I think I should like use more quotes. I should use more fast quotes. to control the timing. Because like his QC back 1, how fast that is 30? How fast that is 30? Yeah, that is 13, right? So I need something, faster to control the timing. Yeah, I need those, like back ones, jabs, down forward ones to win the timing. Because like Brian got so many different timings that he can play around. He's using jab, forward 3, QC back 1. Look at that. Victor went to the other side. Look at that, look at that. Tilted wall combos are working. Everything is working. Everything is working. Ah, I think I should spam this. This guy's not ducking at all. Someone with, you can see, strong lose. Whatever, whatever. He's winning timing naturally against me. Look at that. Yeah, he has like good natural timing. Bro, look at that. Victor's panic button. I need to like plus little just a bit faster. Look at that, guys. 13 frames. Look at that. 13 frames. 3 to 5. Yeah, lost. I lost. GG's. GG's. Okay, we're gonna play next. We're gonna play the next one. You think with the gimmick thing, you could have got the whole splat. You know where I did hit him with the gimmick? In which situation? And if look, yeah, for yes, I can wall splat. Just went for like the 10 frame punish just to be safe. Do not want to go for upward one or forward 4-1. He's like ducking around 16, 17 frame window. Yeah, down one is going to work. Down one plus two. Guys, look at that. Look at that. Unlike interactions. Then inshallah I'll win this one. Just wait and watch. 5-0. Just wait and watch. Just wait. Inshallah 5-0. Just wait and watch. Bro, that thing went under my jab. Okay. That cannot be low parrot. Got the read on the time. Inshallah 5-0. 1-0. Let's go. The thing is, like, if you lose timing once, I'm gonna die. Because he can do taunt hit smash, and he can do taunt jet upper as well. He kept ducking there. He's pressing. Okay, he presses. Bro, look at that. Look at that. My EA down one wave. Dude. But it seems like he gets the raid on your lows. You know, he's ducking so much. He's ducking so much. That is why. Because I think like he don't have a fast mid to deal damage. Right? So he's ducking around that 16, 17 frames window. I think like A lows are gonna work very well against him. You see? You know, so he's just ducking, you know, like around that you see? So he just ducks and stands up very quickly. You know, it is working in neutral, but it won't work against AI. So AI laws are going to work, right? In neutral, I think I can go for running 1+2. That is going to work a lot. Look at that, guys. You know, I well timed my up 1+2, but I got floated in the air with the side step. You see? So look, he ducked around that 15 frame, you know, like window. You know, my running 1+2 is going to work against him a lot. My back two did not have enough range there. I got punished. You know, I did not. He did not counter hit me there. I think yeah, running 1+2. No, 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 no. Little delay. You know, just little delay. Just little delay. Look. It tracked. His back one tracked there. Jab pressed. Bro, look at that. Look. He's all of the reads he's making are correct against me. The thing is like he's leaving that little window, and I'm using low, so down to. I think I should press less maybe. Okay, GG's. Like my explosion again whiffed. So maybe like don't press a lot. Okay, pressed. I pressed. Nice. Nice one. He's like going under my jab as well. Did you see? Like he went under my jab like 2, 3 times in a row. Okay. Okay, he pressed the armor. I think like okay, down back 1-1, guys. I found the answer. I need to use down back 1-1. I know what I need to do. The thing is like every button he touches is a launcher. Let me just carefully see. I'm trying to like understand his gameplay because he's playing his natural way, and it is working. It is working, right? So it's like me who has to figure out the timing of everything. So it has to be me. Look at that. This time I did not press. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. His dropped combo worked because the first hit of QCF. He dropped the first hit of QCF2, but then the second hit landed. Look. You see, he ducked around that 14-15 frame window. So like he's like ducking his crouching window is, you can say, like very weird, right? He's constantly crouching. If I had a character with you can say good fast works like Nina, you know, or maybe Shaheen. So good fast buttons are good against this player. Any character with good fast buttons. You see? So look, down back 1-1. I think down back 1-1 is the answer. Look. That hate burst needs to go. The hate burst needs to go. The hate burst needs to go. Like your opponent can just press the button and boom, they get out of the neutral pressure. Okay, just press the 14 frame random launcher. No worries, guys. I'm getting used to his gameplay. Look, you see the hate burst. You see, look, so he's breaking around those like early frames. Ah, I did not punish him. I did not punish him. Just like fast, bro. I think like down back 1-1. I should spam down back 1-1 more. But I think like it is -9. Maybe like down for 1. Down back 1 only -7, right? Come on. Did my stream die? Did my stream die? Okay, he got disconnected. He got disconnected. Well, let me see. Is he online? Yes, he is online. He's online. Let me invite him. Like playing against this player can improve my game. Even though like Brian is strong, right? Very strong. Because the thing is, yeah, I can play around back too, but like not versus Brian because Brian plays from this range, right? Back two does not work from that range. So like someone who tries to stay closer to you, like Nina or Anna, with Brian, because the thing like back to range is little, right? So so your opponent has to be very close. If you want to interrupt you. Yeah, you have never seen back one work so much. His natural timing is very good. Oh my. Not works. The thing is like this guy has, you can say, good spacing. His, you can say, whatever it is called. My back two was not working because this player has good spacing against back one. Sorry, back two. So back to, It is good move, right? It is very good, but you need good spacing, right? Someone like you can say Nina, Anna, against those characters, that is going to work better. He went for the giant swing, I think, 2 times. The running giants. Okay. That was the running giant swing. That was the running giant swing. When he did run up into downford one, that was the running giant swing, but the miss inputs. Delay. I need to be patient. Oh my god. Okay, this time around, he got it. Okay, he has like good reads. I think this time around my stream died. It was my internet. Yeah, it was my internet. Yeah, it was my internet. Let me see something real quick. Do we have any games against this player in ranked? Okay. Bro, he went for that running giant swing. I knew it. He got the miss input. Like trying to make the read on running giant swing, but He gets the miss input for some reason. Whenever I duck, he gets the miss input. Okay, so I have never played Victor against him. I saw I saw the recent games of Haris. Haris was like online few minutes ago, right? And then I invited him 2 times. He did not join. I just wanted to see if he's actually online or no, because there is a bug in game where even if you're not online, you're shown as online. I just wanted to see that, and I noticed like Haris has a lot of games against this player, even the Iron Fist guy, the Victor player. Okay, he's mashing at random timing. Armor King has like pokes, fast pokes. Maybe that is why like it is easier for me. It was easier for me to beat him with Armor King. This guy's good at using mental frames. I beat him with Armor King. Well, let me try Victor. Maybe he just has a lot of, you can say, practice against Victor, right? If you play against a specific character a lot, you automatically become better against that character. I'll do like later on in the stream. I'll do some, gather the information about the player. But I think like if I keep playing against this guy, I'm going to improve as a player, and I can inshallah beat him easily. I'm dead. Oh, like he randomly mashed buttons. His random mashing is working. His timings are working against me. Okay, this time around he's doing giant swing work. Okay, that is where he did running giant. So I did sidestep, but he got the miss input. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I could, so I'm gonna use down to down back 1-1. Have to like you can say play with a total different play style. Look at the range. Look at the range of the down to. Look at that. Like some players, Mike are naturally good against you. If you play both of you play your natural play style, there's going to be a player, who's going to beat you. Beats your timings every single time. If you play with your natural timing, those type of players exist. No, I could have punished him. I should focus. I need to focus. I did forward 2211. I did forward. I promise I did forward 2211. Accidentally put down forward 2. Like I'm thinking too much. I'm just thinking too much. I was like disturbing my punishment focus and everything like that. It was too obvious, I think, there. Bro, he did running giant swing. I promise he did running giant swing there and got the miss input with down forward. Ah, so annoying, so annoying. He did running giant swing there. Look, like that, like that. Okay, this time around he did not get the miss input with the mid instead. Slight delay, slight delay. What is happening? Is my stream up? Let me check my internet on my mobile phone. Yeah, my internet is working. Oh, what is happening? Okay, he's online. He's online. I don't know what is happening. Wait, let me go to Wave. Let me do some. What is it? What is the word? What is the word? Put it. Let me send him invite 1 second. Is he really online? Okay. Is he really? Okay, I'm gonna go to his profile. Okay, so he has like 3,338 games in Ryan, almost 40 games in King, and Dragunov. Okay, so he's playing those three characters. Wait, never mind. He's here. He's here. Let me close the Chrome. I'm gonna try Victor. If my Victor is not working, I'm gonna try Victor. I'm gonna put myself in challenging situation, even though I can win with the Armor King, but I'm gonna try Victor. Oh, he keeps changing characters. Did he really do the rage art? Well, I'm just getting like extremely unlucky. Did he really do the rage art there? I think he did QCF 1 plus 2. Yeah, that thing. He did that thing. Oh my god. Like, like against King as well, he was doing running giant swing and he was getting miss inputs with the mid instead. And I made like so many correct reads. I think I need to play a little more. The more and more I play, the better I'll become inshallah over time. Since she's coming. He's the player who can help me improve. He is someone, like who can help me improve. Because he has like a very different play style. A play style that automatically, you can say, naturally counters my play style. At the start it was difficult, but slowly I'm getting, you can say, used to his timing with Victor. Bro, what is this? Look, why Taken game does not let me play? Why is this happening? Guys, what is this? What is this? Like it breaks the momentum. The thing is, like, he has different timing, right? If I can get used to his timing, on one character, I should be to go against anyone. He's using the same timing over and over. Oh my god, he did down for one. Whatever, guy. I need to focus. So he mashes the random buttons when he is about to lose. Something to remember. You know, and he will press. Look, he will press after my down back four. I will show you guys. I will show you. Look, he is gonna press after my down back four. Okay, I did not get it. If I had landed that, you know, should not have gone for that. You see? Look, guys. Download it, download it. Oh my god, 12 frame. I'm gonna kill him with down back 1-1. Back two, never mind. Well, you know, improving, guys, it's improving. It's improving. I think I should play maybe like FT30 against him, you know, the longer sets. He's looking for 1-1. Look, he's looking for 1-1. Knew it. Guys, Marshall, I'm getting the raids in. I did war rising further. Okay, I should play serious. You know, I should not relax. I'm in relaxing mode now. You see, he pressed. Look, he's losing, so he's gonna press. He's losing, he's gonna press. You see, he's going to press. He's going to press now. So, you know, like he's going to use a mini delay in the timing. No. He's going to use mini delay in the timing. And then when he's about to lose, he starts using lows, and you know, starts pressing panic buttons. You see, when he is about to lose, he's going to press. He is going to mash those buttons. Ah, you know, so this is what happened in the Brian's gameplay. You know, he landed some random orbitals, random wire rising threes, right? When I was about to win, and he did comebacks. Guys, we're getting the rates. Okay, he's mashing. He's mashing. Guys, did we crack this player's defense and timing? Guys, did we crack it? Oh my god. Look, you see, he's losing. He's gonna mash. Okay, we're getting it, guys. We're getting it. We're getting it. By the way, after which move I launched here with Wire Rising 2? Which move I did? Which move I did into the okay, heating gauger into launcher. Okay, never mind. I remember heating gauger into the launcher. Mashallah, got the rate, got the download. Oh my god, look at that, I finished. No, little bit late, just a little late. His combo is not going to work. His standard combo is not going to work. I'm gonna. I wasted as much time as possible there with the combo. Mike, I told him to pick Brian. I told him to pick Brian. You know, when he picked King, I asked him to pick, you can say, Brian. Look at that. I got the season 1 memory that, I had to sidestep the second hit as well because of the tracking. Look, he matched again. He matched again, bro. Look, he matched again. Guys, we're sitting on a 6 winning streak, mashallah. Let's go. He like selected a big FT. He selected a big FT. Let me ask him to stick to AP5. He needs to pick Brian. The thing is, look, with Dragno he was landing attacks, right? But with Brian, if he lands an attack, that is a combo launcher, right? Brian takes me to the wall, and then this player has execution strong enough that he can do taunt and to that hit smash whatever, right? Hit smash 4-2-1-2, everything, right? And then you're stuck into that mixer. You need maybe like a poking character against Brian. Oh my god. He's like trying, he's switching different. That is fine. That is fine. That is good for me. I think the answer to beat this guy is like by winning the timing. Bro, I got misinput on many, so many misinputs. I'm still not used to sidestepping Hatches down for uh, down for 1-2 because no one plays Yachi, right? So you don't have like muscle memory. You don't have the muscle memory. I think sidestep right. I try to step it there. Sidestep right. Look, he matched. He's going to pop the boss mode. Why did I press fire rising to there? I blocked that one reaction by the way, the down back too. Hashish. I think I need to. No, back. I landed back four on back turn Hiachi. That is why I landed back four on back turn Hiachi there. Bro, that was running. That was down forward too, not the down two, but good for me. Realigned, realigned my eyes. Guys, look at that. Realign into my eyes. Now could have launched that. His electrics are not working. You know, he got like good execution. Right? Okay. He is trying to go for the fancy combos, but fancy combos are not working. Forward 2 to 1 1 would have splat from the back. No. The thing is, like, back 4 did not hit him when he was in standing state, right? My back 4, uh, you can say, gave me the wall splat. He got splatted to the wall. I think so much. Now now my mind is in relaxation mode. When I fought his Brian, you know, I lost 2 FTs, and then I was like, okay, bro, what can I do? Did he press? He did not. He did not. Okay, you know, I should not troll. This was the troll play. Rage art. I should not troll. Where is my wall? Where is my wall? I should have launched him with down to okay, guys. You know, okay, I'm gonna lose my lead here. I trolled hard there with the rage art. I gave him the first free round with the rage art there. I could have played neutral. Okay, so he's using back 3-3. Why it is not going under higher tax? No, he was -4. He was -4 there after the storm. I could have played it much better, to be honest. Guys, I'm blocking that on reaction. Down back 2. Down back 2. Ping is 50 and I'm like hyper focused. I'm hyper focused. Ultra hyper focused. You know, usually I'm not this focused when I'm playing online. I did not believe my whole combo there. Okay, now he is just using the 50-50. I could have done back forward there. Boss mode denied. You know, no, never mind, never mind. I did not deny it, he actually claimed the boss mode. Yeah, he activated it. You know, like you can see, this is why I put Heihachi much like lower in the tier list compared to Brian. Because every button Brian presses is a launcher. Every button is a launcher, right? And it has good frames. So it is not like, you know, he commits to anything. He went for the parry. Look at that. His downward one went under my jab. These animations are crazy, guys. I did jab from the max range. His downward one went under my jab. Okay, I should, like, you can say, get some practice on sidestepping downward one to one reaction. You know, I should get some practice on downward one too. Sidestep. He's spamming so many of those. And every time he presses that button, you know, I can launch him, but I don't have, you know, like the muscle memory, the reactions. No one plays Heihachi. Finally, I stepped it. He has been spamming that so much. I think I'm feeling like more confident against his timings now. Because I'm not getting hit that much, you can say, by the random moves anymore. He pressed. He pressed. Okay, I threw. I threw. I should not have pressed that. One another FT. It's been like 3 hours, guys. I need to go now. FT5. It feels like he does not want to play as well. It feels like. Okay, it does not. Those were good games at the start. Okay, Mike, you want to see me lose? Oh, well. Wait, you want to see me lose? I adopted, right? You can see, the first game you can say against Brian, he was winning all the time. Second FT, it was getting closer. I was starting to understand his timings. And later on with King, it was just going. He was winning one. I won one. He won one. I won one. He had to go disconnected couple of times. Then he picked Dragnor, and then he picked Hiachi, right? Okay, we're gonna go back, and we're gonna do some. What is the word? What is the word, Mike? He said like he's bored of like spamming Brian. What is the word? Ah, okay. So later on I adopted. Now you know what you can do, right? To beat this type of playstyle. I think like when you lose like that, it means your opponent is using that mini delay. Right? So you have to tackle that mini delay. Just like very little delay. Strong enough that if the if you go for the frame trap, right, they block it. But if you go for delayed attack, they beat it, right? So he was going for like that little delay, but you have to make your delay even smaller, right? You you have to delay your frame trap, but not that much that you give your opponent counter. No worries, Mike. I'll teach you. No worries. In the private lessons, I will teach you. So we will figure out something. We'll figure out. Okay. Let me share display cap. Okay, display capture. So I'm gonna like look at look at these players. Okay, let me heart this. Oh, so I'm gonna look at his stats, his win rates and stuff like that, his performance with different characters. I'm gonna see like who is the strongest character. Okay, so we're gonna get the taken ID, do some maths. Alright, so I'm gonna go to first of all matchups, right? We're gonna first of all look at his Victor matchup. Where is Victor? So he wins hard versus Victor. Not that hard, but you can see. So look, 55 versus Paul, 50 versus Kazuya, 57, 60, 62. So his Victor's win rate is 62, right? So is there any character that he wins more against the, you can say, compared to Victor? So he wins more against Dragnov, and he wins more against Law, Dragnov, Law. My mouse is broken. Miarizu and Victor. These are like his top four matchups. Miarizu, Armor King, never mind. Armor King, Miarizu, Armor King, Victor, Law, and Dragnov. Right? So Victor is one of his best matchups, right? If we look at the win rates, look 55, 50, 60. This is less than Victor, this is less than Victor, less than Victor, less than, this is more than Victor. And then this is more than Victor, then everything else is less than Victor. Until we see Victor 62 and 3. And then you see less than Victor. Then he got here Miarizu. Sorry, not Armor King, Raven. Never mind, Raven. Not Armor King, Raven. It's Raven. Yeah, he plays Iron Fist a lot. But no worries, no worries. This was like my first time playing against this player, right? So if I go down, so so and the thing is like he has a lot of games in Brian. All the characters he's playing, he has a lot of games in all of those characters. So we're gonna go here. So I'm gonna see my Victor games versus it. So how many games I played? So I'm gonna count his losses, right? How many he lost? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, and then this is 8. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So he lost 18. How many he won? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15. So like my overall win rate is still positive. We're not gonna count Kazuya, right? Because I was not expecting that. Okay, he's gonna be so good, right? I did not expect that. So we're gonna just ignore Kazuya. I just want to see my Victor's performance. Right, so I still have like more wins. And if we like only consider Victor, okay. And let's see like who else he plays against. Okay, so he plays against Hafiz Adil. This is the guy who plays tournaments. Hafiz Adil. Okay, so these are his games against Iron Fist, and he was playing Kuma. You know. I want to say like Brian versus Victor match. Okay, so he plays against Jewelers as well. Okay, Kazuya. Yeah, I lost to, mainly I lost to Which character I lost? I lost to Brian, right? With against King, I think the score was pretty close. Score was pretty close versus King. So the this is like King versus look Victor. I won. Sorry, he won. I won. He won. I won. And then here he won two. So he won two. Then I won one. He won one. I won. So it was going like one and one and one. And game was getting disconnected again and again for some reason. Okay, let me see. Let's see. Okay, so he has a lot of games against Iron Fist. Yeah, he has like good practice, against Victor. Against the punishments, against the timing. Okay, so it was 4-2 against King. You know what, Mike? It was better than Brian's. It was better than. Okay, so he loses to Faisal. This Anna. Faisal mainly plays around 50-50, right? He's just gonna spam mix-ups. What do you think? Uh, this guy's from Saudi Arabia. I remember this. This guy is from Saudi Arabia. This guy got good electric. I don't identify other names. Okay, it does not feel like he plays a lot against Victor. Okay, never mind. Look, Iron Fist. I think I just need to play more versus Ibrahim. And inshallah, I'll be able to win consistently. Abid Rajput. These are ranked games. Not with can you select like characters here? Show filters. Okay. Opponent's character, Victor. Okay. And player's character, Brian. What is this? Huh? No battles found, and it says like recent battles 274 for these two filters. Then it says no battles found. Okay, never mind. So he plays against Iron Fist, Bilal Jawad. Nemesis. Okay, so these are ranked games. Let me player matches. Okay, he has a lot of games against Victor. Let me go to opponents and select one. Like definitely the thing is like if you look at these win rates, these win rates include his early games as well, right? The first few hundred games with Brian. When he did not have that, you can say taunt execution down and all of that stuff. Um, like against like many players, many of these players they have positive win rate, very high positive win rate. Okay. Imagine, right? Yeah, like this same here. I think it's just me. It's just me. It's just me. Inshallah 10-0. 10-0. We got his timing down. Inshallah 10-0 next time. But I got good practice, right? Today it was like the first time after a long time when someone, like forced me to like actually think about the game and think about my playstyle. This happened after a long time. He put me like off guard there. Yeah, he just did well against only me at the start. Now I have the read on his timings. I have a read on his timings. Because I was winning a lot of interactions with Hiachi, versus Hiachi versus Dragno. He was trying to poke me down, but I was winning interactions versus bots. So I think it is going to be easier for me to win interactions versus Brian. Because Brian definitely got moves slower than. Let me see how many games you can see were close ones and how many games were, like straight stomps. So 3-0, 3-2, 3-1, 3-2, 3-2. 3-0, 3-2, 3-1, 3-2. I lost a lot of 3-2s. So how many games were you consider closer? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, like I won 3-0, 3-1, 3-0, 3-1, 3-2. I think I can, just need to watch this game. Let me see something here. This game's against me. Opponents. Opponent Armor King. I was playing Armor King. Armor King. Okay, so this is me. Okay, so mid ranked win rate against him, all to all, is like 70%. Yeah, I think it was just me losing the timing. Right? The moment I figured out the timing, it became much easier. He was ducking. The thing is like when you're winning, right? When you have the advantage, uh, you don't have that. How can I explain that feeling? This is like a feeling type thing. Whenever you're winning, hard winning, you're going to have that confidence thing, right? Confidence boost. You're going to have like more confidence when it comes to blocking lows and stuff like that, right? His blocking was nowhere as good as you can see when he was playing Brian, right? Compared to Hiachi and Dragon. And he does not have, you can say, less games with Dragno, right? He has like 2,328 games, right? His Dragno, you cannot say like his Dragno is, you can say, like totally new character. Yes, King did well. I think it was again about the time right? And down forward. And the thing is, look, let me show you what happened with King. Let me show you. many what it is called. I'm gonna show you how many times I predicted that he's gonna do running giant swing, right? But he accidentally got down for one end. So many accidental inputs in his field. Then I'm just gonna pick this, last game. I'll show you. Because every time I ducked there, that was a launcher for me, right? But because of miss input, he got saved many times. Because he did running into Downford 1. And I was looking at those running giants. Let me show you all of the inputs. Okay, so here, here it still did not have, you can see, timing down. We're gonna talk about. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward the combo. You see, so look, this is his defense. Look, he ducked there. You see, for like 8 frames. So he is doing like double back QC back, double back QC back. Look, double back. Look, you see, double back QC back. Like defense. And here he committed to the duck. Here he committed to the duck. Look, here you can see. You can see his down back input stayed there for like 36 frames. So he did not do that 5 frames of crouching there. Look, I'm gonna show you those missing. Look, that was the running giant swing. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at the inputs. So he did the whole giant swing input. Then he ran forward and did down forward one. This is the thing I don't like. When you make mistakes, right? When your opponent makes the correct read, you still punish your opponent, right? So there's like literally no counterplay to running giant swing because look, he did running giant swing there. I ducked there. I knew that was the running giant swing. He lost this round here. He had lost this round here because I had the rage. There were 12 seconds in the clock, right? So I could have launched him. So this was guaranteed launcher. Miss input saved him. Miss input. Many miss inputs like this happen. Many times. Look, I'll show you more. I'll show you more. Look, you see, this time miss input did not happen. I launched him. This is what would have happened in the last round as well. Okay, whatever. Combo drop, guys. We don't talk about this thing. But he played well. I'm not trying to steal the credit or trying. I'm not trying to say he did not play well. He did very good job, right? He pushed me to my limit after a long time. But there were like some unfortunate miss inputs. Look, uh, you see, so but okay, I remember losing that round. I remember losing that round. Okay, he's gonna do it again. Okay, this time he got the correct input. Okay, could have ducked there. Could have ducked there. Look, okay, no miss input again. Late, too late, too slow. This is where I noticed whenever he's losing, he's gonna press buttons, right? You see? So I got this read. Later on I started punishing him here. Okay, combo. Look, you see, he pressed there. So this is very good. The read. Let me see like more situations. So in this round, in this game, it happened once where he went for the running giant swing and down for one came out. Yeah, he did down for one. At the end, he did. He did. It happened only once. It happened only once in the previous game. Okay, I could have ducked there. I was not expecting him to, you can say, complete this string. Okay. Am I gonna win this? Okay, I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna win this. Look at that. Look at that. Barely whiffed. Barely whiffed. Uh, I remember like misinputs happened. Wait, how fast that thing is? I think that thing is very slow. 20. Ah, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna win this. Oh, I remember he did the side step. I still remember that step. And I did the low. He blocked the low. Yeah. Then he's gonna launch me, do combo. Hit burst. Free button. Finished him off there with the 1-3. Remember. Okay, did not happen. I think in this game. Okay, this time around he got then correct. One plus two. So break. I remember I'm gonna lose this round. I remember. You see? Look, he pressed. He matched after my down back four. See, was you're like using delay timings, right? Mini delay timing, then he would start mashing at the end. Why does muscle armor you can say is safe on wave? Why is that muscle armor safe on wave? I don't understand that. Okay, he's gonna launch, do the combo. Too slow, too slow. Okay. it did not happen in this round. Yeah, well, why muscle armor exists, right? It should be punishable. There should be a counterplay, right? Maybe a low. Low should give counters, right? Then it makes sense. You can counter them over with them. So you can just press the armor button, right? You're going to absorb everything, and on reaction you can punish your opponent, get heating, activate the heat, right? Recover a lot of HP, do attach. So move is very strong. Okay, combo. Where are those situations? I remember those situations happening. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward the combo. You see, so look, your opponent can, cancel the muscle armor and then, instant recovery, instant. Okay, I died there. I remember. Look, this was the muscle. This was the running giant swing. Look, another miss input. Look at that. You see, so I did step, but it was the miss input. So two miss inputs. And the thing is, like last time when he did that, he could have died, and here he could have died as well. Those punish need to be able to punish. Yeah. Am I gonna win this round? I don't remember. Okay, he pressed forward to one random button. Okay, I got this read later on. Too slow. Too slow punish. He's gonna block that. Okay, this time around, I broke the muscle. You can see like I pressed 1+2 there. I thought like it is going to be Shining Wizard, but it was Giant Sim. Okay, side step duck there. Because the thing is like this time around, he did the throw and he got the throw. You see, imagine if he got the what it is called, the down for one instead. You see, so look, another one, look, another one. He did running giant swing, and if he had done it properly, would have done the side step. So in this game, it had happened like 2 times, maybe like 3 times in this game. And for some reason the move tracked as well. Because the moment he started running in, I did the side step. Uh, Okay. So he did wait, what did he do there? For rising to into down forward to instant timing, no delay. Little delay. And then mix up. Here I knew I have to do down two more. I would have landed the down two at same timing. You see, because he was doing those like little ducks, little crouch looks. So like miss input happened twice, right? And I was ready. I was ready, but then miss input happened 2 times here. One time in previous game, and like how momentum works in this game. Where let's see if I had launched him 3 times. The 3 times miss input happened. And I think more miss inputs happened as well, in previous games as well. And if I had launched him here, all of those 3 times, because I was ready, I did the counter play against the running giant swing. But I could not punish because of the miss input from my opponent. So I might have like shifted the momentum. And so this is the thing, because running giant swing input is like forward back, sorry, forward, half circle forward, right? And then you do double forward down forward one. That is the input. And if you do the miss input wrong, you get down forward one instead. So this thing is, miss inputs are good if your opponent knows what you're gonna do. But if your opponent doesn't know about the running giant swing, right, your opponent cannot break the throws, then miss input hurts as well. But I was trying to outplay him. So that was the thing about king games. And it actually made me tilted because I could see these things, right? I could see he just moved, right? Because when you input buffer forward half circle forward, when you input buffer that and then you dash forward, right? You can react to that. And I knew, he input buffered and he's gonna dash forward, right? He's gonna just do the throw, either 2+4, shining wizard or giant swing, and I did side step, or I did crouch block. I ducked there. Both of the things did not work because he got like down for one instant. But it was good experience. Fun experience. Games were fun, especially learning timing of my opponent, doing the comeback. If it were like FT30 match, maybe you could have won. Then would have taken the set, the entire set. Hmm. Well, let me see. Is there someone else who's on? Never mind. No, they don't. Okay, guys, I need to go. I will. I will see you guys next time. Sure, next time. Play more. I'll try to play more against these players on stream, definitely on stream, so that you can see how I'm gonna do the comeback. Get the comeback today, maybe I'll hard win against Brian, but I don't. I'm not sure I have to fight Brian today. Mother. And in season 3, definitely they're gonna nerf Brian, so this matchup is going to be much easier to play for me. Because if forward 3, yes, no one talks about forward 3. Let me show you something. No one talks about this move. Forward 3 is, I think, as annoying as QC back 1. People talk about QC back 1, but why Brian was a strong pick in previous games? Taking 7, why Brian was strong? Like, why Brian players. What Brian players actually used? Forward 3. This move. Let me show you one move. This move. Look at this. This is counter hit launcher. 0 on break. This is 0, right? But if Brian, this move got like 3 active frames. Look at that, +2. Look at the range, the ghost range in this move. So +2. The extra active frames make it difficult to sidestep this move as well, right? So he gets +2. So Brian can just stay on top of your face. Do this, you know, especially near the wall. This like back one into this +2 at tip range. And the thing is, like, if you sidestep block, let me show you something. You see, look, if you sidestep block, it will track. And you might be wondering, like, why do you need to sidestep block? You have to like press the block button, otherwise you'll get hit by that. Like spinning punch. 1+2. You get hit by this thing. You get hit with this thing. If you keep walking, if you keep stepping, and then Brian gets a full combo, right? He takes you to the wall. He has heat activated, and you die. And like for some reason, Brian can hit confirm. Brian got like -1 only. Like, why is this -1? -1 extension, right? And if you press after this thing, that spinning punch, if you press after that, look, Brian gets a combo like that. So like some mental frames are there. Mental frames are strong for Brian. If you go left side, right? Okay, let me show you what happens if you go left side. This happens if you go left side. You might have noticed he was doing this thing as well. If you go left side, this happens, man. So if you do side step left, left side of you, no, not the opponent's left side, your left side, the person doing this side step. And the mini delay like that, and then you cannot step. Look, you see, and look, You know why this walk forward into forward 3? Side step left block, then what's the reason of doing side step left block? Right? You have to, you're exposing yourself to the jet upper, right? And this move, still gets blocked. This move still gets blocked. So you have to do like a very quick side step block, like that. Very, very quick side step block. Yeah, Brian's tracking is, like complicated. Side hatchet, you have to side walk left. No, not side step, but you have to side walk left for the hatchet. So step won't work, right? You have to commit to, you can say that. And like in plus now, I think it is difficult. Wait. Why is Brian blocking? So look. Look at this. Look. Not even walk works when he's +5 like that. Look at that. Normal character cannot do this. Look. Normal character cannot do this. Look, you can see my inputs, right? Look. I'm holding the up input. I was holding the, but the thing is like, with Victor, you still have to commit to the work, right? And you cannot commit to the work because this exists, right? So it's like too threatening. Boom, and then you die, right? Then you die. So you cannot like commit to that direction. Like here, after this move on block, yes, you can commit to that direction. But Brian is supposed to be negative there, right? Brian is not supposed to be like 0 after committing to a counter hit launcher. With the combo potential, wall carry, and the Oki. Right? Because combos convert into Oki. So we not only have to look at the combos and the properties of counter hit launchers, we also have to look at the Oki. So combo, the move itself is very strong, right? And then, like this extension, counter hit launcher, 1, 2, 1, mid extension after jazz, counter hit launcher, down 2, 3, second hit counter hit launcher, -10. Here, second hit counter hit launcher, 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 right? Counter hit launcher. So, so many counter hit launchers. Right, and then like Brian got this thing, plus. So like this is also -2. This is 0, +3, right? +4. So frames are good. Frames are good, right? It takes like time. You need time. To you can understand all of these things, right? This is definitely not as easy to you can say utilize as Ana. Nowhere as easy, right? With Ana, you just go for the mix-ups, low mid launches. Brian is more difficult to play, but considering how many tools he has, I think you need, if you're a casual, you need like few hundred games, right? If you're a pro player, you need like 50 games. 50 games, 100 games, and boom, you're good with Brian. You see? So look, even though I don't have good execution, I can like do this thing. Wait, I have to press it faster, right? I have never tried the hit smash. Look, you see? So like, these things are not possible to do, right? Considering we are living in the age of leverless controllers, right? So you can see like don't into some things are like other things are easy. Even this thing is very easy, right? You feel like you cannot do taunt stuff. You can just get started with this thing. This gives you like +7. You see, plus 7, and then very easy to do, right? Plus 7 to frame trap this thing. The thing is, like, the moment you put yourself at -6, -7, if you're playing someone, uh, let's say for Victor, for example, right, while rising 1 plus 2, while rising 2, Brian can do this, follow up with this, right? And check your mashing, right? With a frame trap, and at the same time, check your mashing with a counted launcher frame trap. At the same time, be 0 and below plus 1. And if you try to backdash and Brian lands it, you can see from this range, plus 2. 0 and plus 1 is very common, right? And if you try to, you can say duck QC back 1, -14 launcher is there. And most characters don't punish this thing super hard. Like you can get 35 damage, right? 35 damage, something like that on average for a 14 frame Punisher. But like poking characters can control Brian. Someone with evasion. So evasive characters. This low, not parryable, low parryable. Look at the hit consumption. My opponent did it like 4 times. And definitely the install. We have the install as well. And by the way, Brian is one of those characters who can do armor from the crouching state. Look, up 1. The input is up 1, right? So Brian and Anna are characters who can do a power crush from the crouching state. So let's say if you're playing Lars, right? If you play Victor, or if you play Nina or Dragnor, right? With Victor it is down back 4, Perfumer 1, right? With Dragnor it is down 2, with Nina it is down back 3. So if you go for those lows, your opponent goes to crouch, but if you try to follow it up with a mid, Brian can do armor there. From the crouch. No character can. Other than hit burst, no other character can do the armor. Anna, Brian, Alyssa can do that, but Alyssa's armor is high. You took a set of Joe Budden. Nice. Congratulations, Watermelon. Nice. Good one. Good one. Good one. Nice. That is good. You're improving. Season 3 is coming. So, okay, guys. I think I need to go. You could have won the set if you know the matchup. Yeah, I can understand. No worries, no worries. You can start learning the matchups. Like the detailed matchups. Like they can get very, very deep when it comes to understanding this game. There is a lot of depth to this game. Frame data, you can say learning your character, and you can say understanding common matchups, like getting this memory down. That is just the start. The mind games, timings, movement spacing. These are those advanced level concepts. Oh guys, I need to go now. It was a fun stream, challenging stream for me. Inshallah, I'll see you guys